Hi, everybody. Welcome back to RVAsec 2023 in Richmond, Virginia. My next guest, what's your name, sir?
Andrew Skatoff.
And what's the name of your company or your blog?
The blog is called D4TNT, Digital Forensics Incident Response Tips and Tricks.
All right.
And I work at the Federal Reserve.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Very cool. And you gave a lecture today.
I did.
Maturing Your Threat Hunting Operations. I like that title because when I think of threat hunting, when I learned about it 10 years ago at Black Hat, it wasn't the same thing as it is now.
Right.
But are people maturing their operations? If you're giving a lecture, maybe they're not doing that.
Well, I think the interest in the room suggested maybe that there was an appetite to say, how do we do this well and do it efficiently and go beyond the hair on fire hunts that.
So what are some of the common misconceptions about how threat hunting is defined as opposed to what it actually is?
Sure. Well, I would say fundamentally the word threat is part of threat hunting. And sometimes people get confused about what are we hunting for? Are we looking for vulnerabilities? No. Are we looking for misconfigurations or unauthorized software? Probably not. We're probably looking for something that came to us through a mature threat intelligence process, tactics, techniques, and procedures that are based on prioritized intel.
Okay.
Not just looking for risks in general.
So that would be, okay, now I've got it. So threat hunting is something actionable based on intelligence information, not searching for a firewall breach.
Exactly.
Okay, interesting. And are you then hunting for threat actors as opposed to threat software?
For sure.
Okay.
And the signature, if you will, or the pattern that we might be looking for that might be tied to that actor is what we're looking for. But it's not just any actor, right? It's through a rigorous intel process. You've selected some of your top actors. You've looked at maybe the tools that they use, so that could be an unauthorized software thing.
Right.
Or the tactics and techniques that they might use, like a particular phishing strategy or campaign or things of that nature.
So what sort of expertise should a threat hunter have? I've always suggested bringing some cops in and training them because they kind of know behavior. We're real good at that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
We've seen them 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But nowadays with the personnel shortage, where are we drawing these people from?
Yeah, I think tradecraft-wise, a good, strong background in, endpoint systems and maybe forensics is really ideal. Computer forensics. That stuff can be trained, though. If you have someone with a background in, like you mentioned, behavioral anomaly detection at a human level, that could definitely be useful from a, insider risk perspective.
So where does detection engineering fit into the discipline?
It's a great question because there's a lot of overlap in terms of how do I design an analytic that's going to find the evil thing I'm looking for.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So a hunter is going to use similar tradecraft to, craft a query or an analytic to look for a thing. But the detection engineering folks they might design something similar, but it has to run every hour.
Oh.
So it has to be very efficient, whereas the threat hunter can be more playful and creative and say, well, I'm just looking for what I'm looking for, and if I find it, I can pass it to, if I design it correctly, I can pass it to the detection engineering people who can make it more efficient so that it doesn't, melt your systems when it runs every hour forever, right?
Are we getting better at threat hunting?
I think we definitely are. 3-4 years ago when we started our hunting operation, I think I found like 2 maturity models, Googling. I think SANS has one now. I've seen 3 or 4 more. I still, there's a hybrid that I like to use to say a lot of this stuff isn't actually hunting. It's prerequisite to hunting. Strong detection engineering, strong threat intelligence, those kinds of things, really undergird your ability to do threat hunting in an effective way.
With AI being all the rage now, are we going to move towards AI handling this sort of thing? Or do you really need I always think you need the human to say, you know what, I can't go 90% on that. I got to be 100.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I agree, yeah. I think AI is going to do a lot of things in a lot of industries that is going to get, 50%, 20%, somewhere, giving a lot of people a head start, knowledge workers a head start. But something that requires creativity or imagination is not something well suited in my mind for AI yet. So I think it can accelerate things, but it's not going to replace it.
I've never heard it explained that way, but they don't have imagination.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, that is the differentiator between most of it. It can look like everything else, but not imaginative.
Exactly.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, my friend, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Enjoy.
And how can we reach you guys?
I'm on LinkedIn, Andrew Skatoff, or Twitter at DFIR_TNT.
All right, beautiful. Last show today on Tuesday at RVAsec 2023 in Richmond, Virginia. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks.
All right, beautiful.